I have been using the Canon R6 Mark II since it was released in December of 2022, and I have to say it is the best hybrid camera I have ever used, and here's why. Hi, I'm Jared Hoyman, and welcome back to the Crazy Train. Yes, this is the Crazy Train because when you combine photography, video, and my ADD, you get the Crazy Train of fun. And yes, the fun is where we're going to be experiencing all of that today with the Canon R6 Mark II and why it has become my most favorite hybrid camera. And if you could only have one camera, well, in my opinion, this is it. For those of you who are new here, I am a full-time architectural photographer here in Northeast Wisconsin who photographs and does video of around 5 houses a day, 5 days a week. And because of that, this channel is my outlet to nerd out with all of you. And by the way, I'm using the R6 II on all of those shoots. So let's get into why I use the R6 II for my hybrid shooting. Let's go over the layout of the body first. And what I love about what Canon has been doing over the last few years is making a distinct switch between photo and video. And on the left side of the body, you have easy to use switch seamlessly that switches between photo and video. This way, if you are in the middle of a photo shoot and want a dedicated video setup, you can switch over to it quickly without any reboot or startup time. It's seamless. Move over to the right side and we have a dedicated dial where I spend most of my time under C1, C2, and C3. The C stands for custom, so you can customize these dials with the exact settings you want for the type of shoot you need it for. The great part about these custom settings is that they are twofold. They are customized for photo, and if you switch over to the video on the left side here, then it is customized for video. That way you have 3 customized settings for photo and 3 completely separate customized settings for video, which makes this a pretty amazing hybrid, not favoring one over the other, but making them equal. And speaking of equal, we have the dual SDXC 2-card slot. And in photo mode, you can either record redundant or the same image is recorded to both cards, so one acts as a backup, or you can have it work in tandem. When one card gets full, it starts to record to the other. But I will say the best option is always to record in redundant mode, allowing one card to be your backup. Card failure can be rare, but when it does happen, you will wish you had it in backup mode. I use the Lexar V90 Gold Edition cards and have been for quite a while now. And although they have not failed on me, you just never know. What you can't see physically on this camera is the IBIS system. That's the in-body image stabilization. It works by moving the sensor around on a gyro to create image stabilization. And when you combine that with a Canon RF lens that has image stabilization built in, well, you get smooth, stabilized shots in both photo and video. Where IBIS struggles is around 20 millimeters or wider. And that is when you get that jello effect. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So about 20 millimeters and more narrow, the IBIS is not jello-y. It actually looks really good. Compared to previous Canon models, the R6 II autofocus on both photo and video is amazing and locks on fast. You have eye detection and you can tell the camera what eye to focus on, whether it's your right eye or your left eye, or if you don't have an eye, could be that as well. But in video mode, you can select what subjects you want to select and which ones you don't want to select. If you just select people, then if you leave the frame, this is where it gets amazing, the camera will not focus on the background. It will not hunt. It will stay at the focus where you last had it. Now we are at f4 and this is on the 14-35 at 35 millimeter, just so you get somewhat of a blurred out background when I'm this close. Well, when you are on the go and it's just you and the camera, it's hard to pull focus, and anytime you would leave focus, it would hunt to the back. But the R6 Mark II actually has it where it does not focus to the back anymore. It will stay at its last focus point, and when a subject, a human in this case, comes in, it has the eye autofocus, and it will track that. So we will get really close. I'm just making sure I'm in focus there. And then I will get out, and it does not hunt there at all. And then I can come here, and then I'll walk out of frame. Now, when it comes to formats and codecs, it all stems from the 24 megapixel sensor of the Canon R6 II. For photos, I find 24 megapixels a perfect size, especially for the real estate and architecture side of things. Shoot in RAW, and you will have the best leverage when it comes to editing your photos. For video, it downsamples the 6K sensor to 4K, giving it an oversampled video file that is sharper than most 4K videos. It's amazing. For the most leverage in editing though, your video will want to be shot in C-Log3, which produces a 422 color space in H.265 codec, allowing more of a dynamic range to be easily obtained. People will complain about the H.265 codec because how compressed it is and how much it slows their computer down. But for me, it runs smooth as butter, because if you are using DaVinci Resolve and you have a Mac that has the M1 or M2 or now the M3 Max chip, that Apple Silicon chip is amazing. It just cuts through H.265 like it's nothing, and that 10-bit file just runs smooth, especially how it is integrated inside of DaVinci Resolve. I highly recommend using it that way. And it is a lot more compressed and smaller than ProRes files, so it's keeping up less space on your hard drives. Now, another thing to mention is actually the battery. The battery is the Canon LP E6 NH. Now, this battery on a cinema camera is horrible, but on these mirrorless cameras, I have shot for a whole day doing about 5 or 6, even up to 7 houses in photos and 2 to 3 in video, and I still have full battery on this. And that is including 60 frames per second in C-Log3 H.265 and using IBIS on here and some autofocus features as well. The battery is amazing, which again makes it prime quality for hybrid camera for video and photo. Now, there is so much more to this camera than what I've just mentioned, but these are what makes it an amazing hybrid camera that most hobbyists, professionals, and all those in between will love. This was the only camera I used last year for real estate, and my business invoices around $4,000 a week. A camera is a tool to make your job run as smooth and quickly as possible. And the R6 II definitely does that for me. Now, I will have a link in the description below on where you can buy this camera for an amazing deal. It is going on sale all the time, and refurbished models are out there continuously. And I cannot stress enough, if you're not dedicated to one system over another, the RF system with Canon mirrorless has been amazing. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like, thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because I will have more videos talking about the Canon R6 Mark II and some more lenses I'm going to be testing on it, even going in a year and a half after using this camera. It still surprises me, but if you are looking for an amazing camera that's APS-C, the Canon R7 is amazing. And I'm going to do more videos on that one as well. Now, this is the part at the end of the video where you're sad because it is all over. But guess what? You can check out one of these videos and that sadness will drift away until those are over. Then you're just going to have to keep binging it.